look, I know the history of vaccines. Like, I'm a believer in vaccines. I think they also use it to make money. There's also some corruption.
Overuse vaccines.
Yeah, there's corruption.
I haven't done enough like research to be like super educated on it, but I think there's too many vaccines
Right.
for children now.
But no doubt vaccines save lives. Look, I'm a big believer in vaccines, but I also believe there's corruption. People use their power and position to make money. Now, I look at the death rate. Look at the death rates in 2020, 2021, 2022. Where are the bodies? Yeah. Look at the worldwide death rate. Look at the death rate in Canada. I posted it. Nobody ask. Hey, look, can anybody explain to me the death rate? That death rate hasn't changed. Yeah. It's literally hasn't fluctuated. It's the same. They reported in Canada 0% flu that year.
Yeah, that's
it's impossible.
The flu disappearing.
Impossible.
That's a little weird. It's like a new virus. Now, I don't know. Maybe they're maybe crediting it as flu, or maybe viruses were competing. Impossible. But something clearly happened there.
It's impossible. This year, people got sick like they do every year. Nobody's talking about COVID. How did COVID disappear?
Exactly.
It was the biggest problem in the world.
How did the flu disappear?
Then you had the truckers standoff. The truckers did a standoff. And then right away, you know what was happening in Canada? Right before the trucker standoff, Walmart was instituting a new policy. If you go into Walmart and you're not vaccinated, you have to stand in line, wait for somebody to take you around Walmart. So you're going to wait a long time. And they're going to only allow you to take select items that are necessary. So they were going to punish the people who are not vaccinated. Then the trucker standoff happened. Walmart eliminated all that. COVID disappeared. What happened? All of a sudden, COVID doesn't exist? Yeah. Let me tell you something. A mild virus doesn't disappear because it doesn't kill the host. A virus that doesn't kill the host circulates forever. That's why we can't get rid of the common cold. Because if it kills the hosts, people hide from it. You know, if it was if it was dangerous, people would hide voluntarily.
Yeah, they wouldn't need to shut us down if it was dangerous.
I don't want to come out. I'm scared. I saw dead bodies.
Yeah, I could see no one was dying.
I used to always ask people, hey, look around you. Do you see dead bodies dropping?
There was no pandemic.
I believe there were a certain amount of individuals that were susceptible to COVID. I believe COVID exists, like a cold, like a flu.
It probably does, but the whole flu disappearing is a little unusual. Like,
they blew it up.
That was my only thing.
It's actually bad for me to hide from COVID. I should go out and get COVID.
That's what I did too. I figured, I'll just go get it early.
Give it to me. I want COVID. The people who are hiding in their house for 5 years and then come out, when they get COVID 2.8 or whatever it is, whatever this new COVID that comes out, they're gonna be the first ones to croak. I'm gonna have an immunity. I've seen COVID 3-4 times. You know, like it's an insane thing. You have this small population you have to protect. We're gonna imprison everybody. It was an insane and irrational. Look at Scandinavia. Scandinavia said, we're not going to do lockdowns. Yeah. We're going to tell you how to avoid it. You're going to use personal responsibility. Their numbers are identical.
Yep, exactly.
Their dead bodies are identical. The same amount of, it hasn't fluctuated. Nothing happened. The world didn't end.
We crushed our economy, drove up our debt,
exactly.
Caused mental health problems.
Exactly.
People's businesses go under, suicides to skyrocket, drug addiction. We completely screwed our people over, and exact same.
The statistics are the same. The bodies are the same. Like the amount of dead bodies per year. Where are the bodies, man? Show me the bodies. That's the scientific way. Show me the evidence. Not, Fauci said it, therefore I'm gonna just do what he says. He's the Pope. He's the Pope of science. No. Excuse me.
Trust the science.
It's all about evidence. We're not. It's so insulting that they think we're so dumb. You know, like,
and most people went along with it. That's when I realized like how full of shit a lot of these scientists were, because I was seeing that there wasn't a serious virus, if a virus at all. But if it was, it clearly wasn't very serious. And they were telling us it was. You know, so I was. Well, here's one too. Not a single person that I know that trains through jiu-jitsu, and the whole, I haven't heard of it. There's probably a couple million people that train. I haven't heard of a single death in any jiu-jitsu gyms, and it's all connected. I think we'd have heard if anyone died that trained jiu-jitsu.
Think about it. They said that the people who are most in danger are the obese. Okay.
Exactly.
They closed the gyms and opened up the fast food. Fast food is running 24 hours. The grocery stores are hard to get to. So now you're going to be locked in your home. You can't really exercise. You don't have the motivation. You know, it's less exciting to exercise at home or whatever. They closed the gym and they opened up the fast food chains. The fast food chains now boomed, right? Mm-hmm. So these guys have big pockets. They're going to keep these politicians, keep the COVID show rolling.
Keep the hysteria going.
Yeah, because we're making money. You know, these fast food chains are making money. You think they want to see COVID go away? No, they're happy.
Amazon, the tech, it all spiked.
People who have assets, like these politicians have assets. Inflation is good. Mm-hmm. Look, if you have assets, inflation is good. Your property is worth more. You know, they asked Trudeau in the House of Commons, they asked him, how much has your estate gone up during COVID? He wouldn't answer, because the answer is 40%.
Wow.
The guy making the policies is shutting us down, creating inflation, printing money, and his assets go up. So He's got the money. Like they're always looking for excuses to
They
print money.
crushed middle class. Like I have stocks and houses and stuff, so I didn't get that crush that financially.
Exactly.
My cash did, obviously. Anything sitting in cash, we had too much sitting in cash. That becomes like, lost like 15-20%.
It's more, but
yeah, probably a lot more than that. Yeah,
they try to convince us it's not. It's actually more.
Well, prices are insane now. Like, I mean, we both do pretty well, but I don't know. I get price shock sometimes if I go out shopping or something. You look at you're like, holy shit.
Three romaine lettuce used to be $2.49 in Quebec. Now it's $12. Jesus. I tell my wife, don't buy salad no more. I'm not gonna buy it till they lower the price.
And the crazy thing is, like I said, you're doing well. Imagine people that aren't and that are like struggling.
Exactly.
One income trying to like.
Listen, I have properties.
It's like
I bought a house. Okay. I'm worried about the little guy, the young guy who's coming out of school with his diploma. He wants to buy. It's very difficult to buy. The housing market is crazy.
No, prices have gone up so much, even in Vegas. I'm living here. I haven't bought anything right now because the prices are so insane.
Dude, you're from San Francisco. How much has San Francisco changed? I was there 2 years ago.
It's completely. That's why I moved. It completely became a shit show. It just got.
Isn't it insane?
All the businesses are out. Crime skyrocketed. They let the criminals out. They let the homeless run the streets. They told everyone to stay in. They mandated vaccines. I couldn't go to. I didn't take the vaccine, so I couldn't go. Couldn't go shopping. Couldn't go to a restaurant. They treated me like I was some kind of like villain.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wear a mask. Everyone would like treat me like I was some freak. So I didn't want to wear a mask in my face with the germs. They closed the schools for like a year. They forced the kids to wear masks when they go back. That's a fucked up one. Making these kids wear masks.
It was insane. After the COVID mask show, kids were lining up in the hospital for respiratory problems. I told my sons, they were young at the time, I said, you have to be in contact with germs. Or else you're going to be too fragile for your environment.
Your immune system.
You're going to be too fragile. You know what the Vikings used to do?
Yeah.
They used to spit in a bucket and drink. Each would pass the bucket around and drink. Why? Because we don't want to get sick at sea. If one of us is sick, we're going to find out right now. We're going to live together. We're going to get sick here. You don't want to be sick at sea. Now, the oldest Viking would drink the last. Why? He's the one he was the one with the best immunity. You have to be exposed to a certain amount of germs in your life.
Yeah, you want your kids out around dirt young, playing in dirt around other kids. A lot of parents think the opposite. It's like, no, you want your kids young, building their immune system.
How do you think they discovered vaccines? The women they were exposed to the pus of the cow were immune to these diseases. Why? Because they were exposed to it. The ones that didn't die they had immunity.
Yeah.
So that's how Edward Jenner figured out, hey, if I distill this, if I weaken it and inject it in people, they're going to build the antibodies for it. You need a certain level of exposure to your environment. You cannot be living in a glass house, and then when you go out of your glass house, for sure you're going to get sick. Like you need a certain amount of exposure to germs. Now we're wrestlers. We got germs all the time all over us. You know what I mean?
I have a great immune system, so I know my health isn't the same as other people. I wasn't worried about it because I don't really get sick because I have a strong immune system, probably from wrestling. People are breathing in our face all the time, switching partners. It's
of course. Look, let me tell you, during the shutdown, the Quebec changed the rules on us. You know what they said? They said, okay, now we're going to let you guys do your jiu-jitsu. We're going to let you guys wrestle, but listen to this rule. You have to wear a mask when you wrestle. Now, the guy who made up this rule, he's a guy who never wrestled in his life, for sure, because you can't put a mask on your face and wrestle. It doesn't make any sense. You think this is going to protect me, this little tissue on my face? It was the most absurd, stupid rule I've ever heard. And now when they come in your gym, now the cops are going to come and do the rounds. You better be wearing a mask when you wrestle. It's insane. There's no scientific data.
It would get ripped. It wouldn't work.
There's no study that shows that wearing a mask, Fauci had an email that leaked. He said those cheap pharmacy masks don't do anything. There was an email leak. It's not airtight. There's no study that shows, actually there was a study in Toronto, those masks do nothing, but it's $1 million business now. It's a new business. One mask company reported $2 million in sales a day.
Wow. Why
would they stop the party? They're making $2 million a day. I would take some of that $2 million, grease these politicians' pockets, and keep the party rolling another year. I would see COVID. Well, I wouldn't personally, but I think these politicians see COVID everywhere. Why? They don't care about science.
No.
You know what I mean? Science, I believe, is a true and tried and true method. Yes. But it gets corrupted like everything else. They spin it. They take Fauci, in my opinion, I know they gave him immunity.
Yeah, I would love to see him in prison, but unfortunately it won't happen.
I have a feeling Trump is going to reverse that somehow, some way.
I hope so.
I think this guy, I think he should have his day in court. Mm-hmm. I don't want to judge the guy. We have to bring hard evidence. We've got to be fair with him. We've got to do due diligence. But I don't think he was... From where I'm sitting, I don't think he was honest. No, he was the highest paid government worker at the time.
He's an absolute piece of shit. During the AIDS epidemic, he was giving the AIDS massive amounts of, AZT? That was what was killing him. Now
hold on a second. Did you hear what he said about AIDS?
No, what did he say?
Man, I hope you guys can play this clip. I hope your editor finds the clip, man.
Okay, yeah.
He was like, if you're in close proximity with somebody with AIDS on a daily basis, you can contract AIDS, which is completely untrue, unproven. It was completely untrue and unproven at the time. And he made a statement. A guy who's supposed to be the face of science is saying that if you're in close proximity, because you have to prove that. You have to prove that by doing a test. You can't just assume it. That's a hypothesis. You have to move your hypothesis to a fact. That's a huge step for it to become a fact or a law. It's just a hypothesis you have.